Hi, everyone. Welcome to Stories That Inspire. One of my favorite moments of the week is to share the stories of amazing women who just have the courage to live out boldly and to bless others in her journey. And we definitely have one of those women on for you guys today. You guys have a special treat. I love her to pieces, and she is Mariajose Torres. And before we go into her story and tell you a little bit more about her, I just want to welcome you again. And my name is Sharon, and my co-host is right here next to me, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisandra Collazo, and I'm an independent sales director at Mary Kay. And I'm super excited to have Mariajose Torres all the way from Puerto Rico with us today.
Yes, definitely. So Mariajose Torres started her business in Mary Kay just at actually on her 18th birthday. She couldn't wait. I think she had a countdown. And on her 18th birthday, she decided to start her very own business when so many youth at that age are just thinking about partying. But she did party, but she partied with a business. So she's just so smart. And I've had the blessing of calling her my baby in Mary Kay. So she is my number one offspring sales director, the woman who said yes to the opportunity and to also the position of leadership in Mary Kay. And she has been doing the same with her future team, right, in her future national area. And now she's 24, I believe, 24. I hope I'm not putting extra ages on you, Mariajose. She is 24. She is currently number 2 sales director in Puerto Rico at 24 years of age. She's also earned numerous cars, among those 2 Cadillac sales directors, the most recent, Cadillac sales directors, Cadillacs, pink Cadillacs, and currently the Cadillac Plus. So this woman definitely knows what she's doing, where she's heading, and she's taking women with her. So without more preámbulos in Spanish or more things, I want her to speak on her own word with her own words a little bit about yourself. Welcome, Mariajose. How are you doing today?
Hi, you guys. So good to see you. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be sharing a little bit of my story. I hope that something that I say today inspires you, touches your heart, and makes you better. So I'm happy to be here with you guys. Do you hear me and do you see me okay? Yes? Yes? No? Yes. Okay, good. Can you repeat that? I didn't hear you.
Yes. So we just want to go ahead and just get to know you a little bit more. Just describe Mariajose Torres.
Oh, okay, awesome. So I came in when I started my business. I want to take you back to 6 years ago when I started my business, because I know and I understand that it's hard to see yourself when you see someone like what do you consider successful and so on, and she's earned cars and diamonds and blah blah blah. And so it's hard to see yourself, like as a new consultant. So I'm gonna take you back to 6 years ago when I was a new consultant. And I started this business honestly without any knowledge of skincare or makeup. I didn't know anything. I didn't know business skills. I didn't know anything, nothing. People skills, all of those I learned in Mary Kay. I did have a need in my heart. I needed to help my family. I needed a job. I needed to provide. I needed to make an income for my family. I'm the oldest child in my family. And so I just wanted to help out my parents. And that's the reason I originally started, actually. And in those first 30 days of my business, I just followed what my sales director recommended for me to do. And I made over $1,500 in profit as a senior in high school. And you can imagine, I felt like a millionaire when I was being 18 with 15,000 with $1,500 in my bank account. And so that was just my very first month, and that was my experience, and that's something that really empowered me to see this as an opportunity for a part-time work. And so that was my plan. My plan was to work this part-time while I was in college. I went to university for music. I wanted to be a professional singer, and I got to live out a little bit of that dream, and I discovered that that wasn't really my dream, and that my calling in life, the reason that God put me in this earth, is to empower other women. And so I in Mary Kay, I saw how all of my talents and all of the gifts that I've received from birth are um, are put in service of other people, and that's when it all makes sense. I couldn't understand why I had so many different talents that didn't make sense in any profession other than Mary Kay. So that's why I feel so blessed to be here, because I really feel that every day I get to wake up and serve other people from the talents that I have, and I put them in service of others, and I get to bless other people, and I get to bless my own family. So it has been a journey. And it's funny when you hear your own accolades, like when you're speaking about the cars that we've earned and all that stuff, because you don't really mention the valleys, and we were talking about this the other day, that most of our lives, we're going through valleys, but it's in those valleys that you build your character, and your character is what stays with you no matter where you go. Your character, the person that you're becoming, that's the most important part of it. And to me, that has been the greatest thing that I've gotten out of my starter kit, out of that decision from 6 years ago. The greatest blessing, the greatest thing that I've gotten out of it is the person that I have become. And so that is my favorite part. So that's Maria Jose in like 3 minutes.
I love it. I love it. So while you were describing yourself, you kind of answered a little bit of my second question. But if you want to add anything, because when you said, okay, my family had a need, and that's why I worked it. But you could have done that really anywhere. I mean, there's lots of businesses and lots of places you can go to work. But what about Mary Kay specifically that attracted you? And I know you mentioned this is a place where all my talents, I can put them in service. But is there anything else that attracted you to Mary Kay?
Oh, definitely. I would say number one, the community and the culture. The community that I saw and I see in Mary Kay, it's something that it's really rare to find. Before Mary Kay, I didn't really have strong, healthy relationships with other women. You know what I'm talking about. And in Mary Kay, I found people that took me by the hand and taught me how to have boundaries and healthy relationships, and strong friendships, and friendships in faith. And that is something that I've never seen anywhere else. And as an 18-year-old, most of my friends were looking for jobs in, like the mall and restaurants and all that. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give up my freedom for money. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to have to find a way of making this work. And in that moment of my life, I was thinking about my music career, because I had another dream. I was like, I'm not going to give up the time that I need to practice my skill for work. I'm going to find a way of working around that. And so that's the reason I originally started Mary Kay. Nowadays, I see the flexibility that my business provides, and there's just nothing like it. I really have no one telling me what to do, like, for real. You really are your own boss, and it's hard for people to sometimes like even dream about that, but really imagine a life where you decide everything that goes on in your life. You decide and you choose, and you really design your life. So that's awesome. So I would say the community, the strong friendships, the flexibility, and for sure the culture. We are a Christian culture. We put God first in everything that we do, and that's something that to me it aligns with what already are my values. And it's just a way of living in integrity. That's the way I live my life. That's the way I want to live my life. But I also am a part of a company that does the same. And I am in a community of women that do the same. So I'm aligned in everything we do, in everything I do in my life, putting God first, family second, and career third.
That's awesome, MJ. So, excuse me, I know you, and excuse me, Sharon knows you as well. I'm sorry. I have a question. If when you signed your agreement back, what was it, 6 years ago, right? Did MJ then think that she would be where MJ is
Not at
today?
all. I was gonna be winning a Grammy. Not at all. Of course not. No, I could have never, ever in my life, in my craziest dreams, imagined that I would be driving a pink car. Like, pink was never even my color, you know? So I am the pink lady. I drive a pink car. I have so many pink earrings, I can't even count them. Like, I am the pink person. I did not wear makeup, you know? Like, I was not at all. I could have never imagined. I think that, you know, and and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Not only Mary Kay, but outside of Mary Kay, you know, like sometimes like we don't know what God has for us. We don't know what His calling is. So it's about. I don't think it's about setting a goal and pursuing it, and this is what you're gonna do, and being like pushing through this goal, but letting God use you for what for His kingdom, for whatever it is that He wants to do with you. You know, He created you. He has power over your life. He'll tell you where to go next. And turns out that my next step was being a pink lady, but I didn't know that.
I absolutely love it. So, how would you compare your life prior to Mary Kay and your life now, and how has it been enriched? Your personal life.
Well, definitely, I would say that my personal life has been enriched because of the relationships that I've been able to make and live out in Mary Kay. The relationships that I've been able to develop, like the friendships in Mary Kay, are like none other. And that's something that I appreciate and value so much because before Mary Kay, I really didn't have that. You know, I was friends with the guys. Girls really didn't like me that much. I never knew why, but now I have great friends, you know, that are there for you and support you and want to see you soar, and people that applaud you when you're doing great and reach out when you're not doing that great. So I think that's something that's really enriched my life, and of course the freedom that I have financially nowadays does not compare to when my life was 6 years ago, you know. And that's something that I think that so many people, when I was 18, so many people around me were missing out on that because yes, you can get a job and make money anywhere. Yes, you can get a secure job that anyone can take away at any time. Yes, you can do that. But do you have the possibility of earning more money eventually? Do you have the possibility of having more flexible hours eventually? The answer in most cases is no. And that's something that I really needed. I knew when I came into Mary Kay, and when you start your own business, please don't think that you're going to become like a millionaire in overnight. It does not happen. We are here. The three people that you see here, we're here because we've worked, you know, and we've put in the hours. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. When you come into a company like this, you want to earn a Cadillac. Well, you go in and you see the rules, you read the rules, and you're like, okay, so that's what I have to do. And you go do it and you earn it and they give it to you. It's not like you have to know someone or there's an unwritten rule or like you have to have connections. None of that. You know, the rules are there. The rules of the game are clear. You come in, and if you're a winner, you're going to win at the game. It is what it is. So that's something that has really enriched my life because I've always considered myself a winner. You know, I like to win at any board game. So I'm going to read the rules and I'm going to work the plan and I'm going to let God use me at any time and be of service of others and do it with a humble heart and integrity and alignment, and you're going to get there.
That's awesome. So I do have a question. So as Sharon had shared about Mariajose, is that Mariajose works her business out of Puerto Rico, island that's 100 by 35, right? And, you know, it was impacted by major natural disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes. How have you learned in such a young age? Because I think you're an exception to the rule, you know, not every 24-year-old thinks like you and stuff like that. But how did you learn how to pivot, and what did you do to, like go through, even if it was a valley, I guess, right? How did you go through those seasons?
That's a great question. When you see, I think people in Puerto Rico can identify themselves with this, but when you see your roof fly away, everything else is not that scary, you know? When you see your building shake and tremble and you feel your apartment like trembling, everything else, like making a phone call, doing a sale, booking a skincare class, none of those scary things compare to what you've gone through. So I think the natural disasters that we've been able to live through were just opportunities to solidify our faith, honestly, because you have to like fight the fear with faith. You have to put your faith first. Were opportunities to grow in faith and opportunities to walk by faith and not by vision, honestly, because what you see is not pretty. So when you have it in front of your eyes, it's not pretty. You really have to walk in faith. And that's in 2 Corinthians. You have to walk in faith and get yourself back up and trust the process, honestly, because it is hard and it is devastating, and it's easy to say it right now with power and with air conditioning and with a ring light in front of me, you know. But 3 years ago, we didn't have any of that, you know. 3 years ago, we didn't really know when our next meal was going to be, you know, and it was hard. It really was. But I think it gives you perspective in life, and it gives you perspective on what really is a big deal and what's not. And I think that when we have a comfortable life, we forget how what it is to not be comfortable. You know, we really forget how privileged we are, and so to never take it for granted, it makes you a grateful person for every little thing. You know, for a hot cup of coffee, we didn't have that, so I know. So it makes you grateful and gives you perspective of life, and that's what I think that has made the biggest impact in Puerto Rico, and that's why you see so many awesome consultants like Lillian that I'm seeing right there. That she became a director through that process, you know, right after Maria, a couple of months after, because she was like, you know what, I can do this. If I went through that and I'm alive and I survived, I can do this. I got this. And so it was really a season of growth, personal growth.
MJ, when you mentioned that, I think it's true. I think a lot of people can identify with that, and like you said, once this happens, like other things are like not that important. However, there are people, a lot of people, I would say, that still, when these things happen, they see it more. The word we talk about pivoting into circumstances, and you know, maybe people who are not in Puerto Rico cannot identify with a huge natural disaster, but we can all identify with the pandemic that's going on in the entire world. So how does pivoting look in your brain? Can you describe how the word pivoting is in your brain? Because what I'm trying to say is when things happen that we have no control over, and we're limited, or not limited, but just now we have different things that we have to, different resources than what we're used to. How do we now look at it as an opportunity instead of an obstacle? Because there's people that get stuck in the obstacle. How can we now pivot to look at it as an opportunity? How does that look in your brain? That's what I want to know.
That is a great question, Sharon. I would say that I look at problems with a lens of creativity. What do I mean by that? I look at the problem with an open mind, in a creative mind, because it will take creativity to find a solution. So I don't look at the problem as what are my options, what can I do, like not necessarily at the end goal or the end result, but looking at it from a point of creativity and long-term vision. So I think about, okay, so how is this going to affect my legacy? How is this going to affect my life in 1 year, in 2 years? Like what's going to happen after this thing that I have in front of me right now is over. And so thinking about it long term helps out, because it puts in perspective again what really is a problem that I need to solve right now and needs my attention right now, and it's a big deal right now or not. You know, some things are big right now, but in the long term, they don't have that much impact. So I don't really have to be mentally engaged in those. But in those that I see that I have to pivot, for example, in our Mary Kay, that we had to pivot the way that we worked, because our everyday work was outside with people, you know, interacting with people like really close. We had to pivot. So looking at it from a perspective of creativity, what are some creative ways that we can move forward to, and being open and flexible. You know, I've changed my systems and my way of work in the last 4 months like I've never before, because it's fine. We're all like, I'm always experimenting, so I'm gonna try this out, I'm gonna try the other thing out, we're gonna see how it's gonna work out, always from a standpoint of this is not set in stone. And I would say the same thing with every aspect of my life. You know, I'm trying things out, nothing's set in stone. I'm just being creative in the moment and seeing where that creativity takes me, and always, of course, always maintaining your ideals and your central integrity. If you're clear in what your business practices of integrity are, and you're clear on what your purpose and your calling is, to me is to empower. So I know that everything that I do has to be aligned with empowering people and putting God first. Those two things I have to have. But aside from that, being creative at every point, that's, to me, pivoting is being creative. That's it. Mm-hmm.
So yes, so sorry, I just wanted to piggyback on her because it reminds me of something that we've talked about in the past. Is you just find a different way of doing what you've always done, and she's always empowered. That's her calling. That's what she feels in her heart. That's what she has. That's what she's passionate about. So if I can't do it how I normally did it, then how can I still do what I've always done, what I'm called to do, but maybe in a different platform, in a different avenue? I love it. Thank you for that reminding us that that's a really great strategy, you guys. What do you do? You're called to do, and which ways you can do it. Love it.
So my next question, MJ, for you is, obviously you're the unicorn 18-year-old that signed her agreement. And not everybody thinks, you know, what made you at 18 say, you know what, I'm gonna start a business with Mary Kay. And, you know, because we have young women that are probably looking, you know, and they're either just graduating high school or don't have options available to them to maybe go to a secondary school, to a college. Did we lose MJ?
No, I'm here. Do you see me?
No, we don't.
Sorry. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
Is that my phone is going out of bat? I'm losing my battery, but someone's gonna bring me the. Yeah.
It's okay. So for a young woman that's fresh out of high school, you know, and wants something more, and maybe she doesn't want to go to college, or maybe she doesn't have an option to go to college. Like, what made you at 18 say, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do?
Honestly, having flexibility of, like I said before, flexibility of hours, number one, and flexibility of income. Because I saw my friends get paid minimum wage and working like bunch of hours during the weekend, and I'm like, you know what, I saw Sharon, my senior, my director, and I saw her make that like in an hour. So I'm like, wait a minute, why do I have to go to the mall and work like standing up for so many hours to make the same amount for an hour of work? To me was like a no-brainer, and I had to try. Honestly, in that season of my life, I'm like, you know what, I'm probably gonna end up at the mall. This is what I thought. I'm probably gonna end up at the mall anyways, because like I'm gonna have to work something. But I'm gonna try this Mary Kay thing before I go to the mall and ask for a job. I'm gonna try this Mary Kay thing that seems to be working for other people. So if it's working for other people, I used to tutor kids about math and algebra. I used to teach kids algebra and trigonometry. So like, if I can teach someone algebra, I can teach someone to put moisturizer on. Like, I'm smart. I got this. I didn't know how to do it, but I can learn it. If so many people in the world put on makeup, I can learn how to put on makeup, you know? And I'm still not a makeup artist, but I can put makeup on myself, and I can teach, I can transfer you that skill of putting makeup on yourself, because that's something that I know to do now. And that's just how I thought. I'm like, you know what? If it's gonna be more productive for my time, and it's worth trying it. To me, it was all about, you know what, I'm gonna try it. I don't know if I'm gonna be successful. I don't know if this is a career. I don't know if this is gonna be good or bad, but it's just like so risk free. So I'm gonna try it. What do I have to lose? Nothing, because like, I don't have nothing to lose. I'm gonna try it. So that's how I thought. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love when you try things and then nobody else can tell you, because you tried it, you experimented. So then that's it. You go by what your experience was. It worked, it didn't work, but you tried it. You didn't go by what the noise that you hear. But okay, so we keep talking about all the reasons why you wanted and why you decided, but was there anything that almost held you back?
I would
Anything
say,
or anything?
yeah, I would say it was like not knowing how to do stuff. Like, I was very intimidated by people, because I would compare myself to other people that, you know, like, I see Sharon was so, like, she's so beautiful. Like, you guys can see her. Like, she's beautiful. She speaks beautifully. She's like so professional. And I'm like, just like, let's go, vámonos. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm like Puerto Rican 101. And she's like so poised and so graceful. And her makeup is always beautiful. Like, I'm not like her, you know? I'm not Sharon. And it took me, you know, to think about myself. You know, I'm not, I don't have to be Sharon. Mary Kay doesn't need another Sharon. Mary Kay doesn't need another Lisandra. Mary Kay doesn't need another Mariajose. Mary Kay needs you, and your family needs you as the leader, you know, and the women that you're gonna impact and influence, and they need you. They don't need me. You know, I feel in my heart, I really do feel that God assigns us our leaders. So I know that I was in Sharon's unit for a reason. You know, I know that I'm in this national area for a reason. I know that I'm surrounded by these people for a reason. I know that the people that are in my unit are called to me. And it's my job to be the best version, the best leader that I can for them. So at the same time, even if you're not, maybe you're not right now a leader, you don't see yourself as that, but the customers that you're going to have, the people that are around you, your friends, your family members, they're all assigned to you. And it's your responsibility to step up to the game and to show them the way, you know, and to create a new culture for whatever it is that you want or you envision for your family. And if you feel it in your heart right now, if you're right now watching this and you're right now feeling it in your heart, and you're right now like struggling with the feeling, because you're like, I feel called to it, I feel like I should, that I need to try it, but at the same time I'm scared. You know what? Fear is, we have to start normalizing fear, because everybody feels it. Nobody wants to talk about it. We all fear the fear. We just have to put faith first, man. Whatever you put energy to grows, and whatever you don't put energy diminishes, except for your body is the only thing that grows without you putting your energy to it. So put energy towards your faith, put energy towards your vision, put energy towards the future of your family, put energy towards the life that you envision for yourself and the life that you want to design for yourself. Put energy towards that, and it'll diminish your fear. It'll diminish all of the lies you're telling yourself and all the comparison you're doing with other people on social media, which serves no one, not even you, not even her. Like, nobody's being served by that comparison game. And follow your heart.
So I like, you said something, and I had been wanting to see where I could fit it into the question. So I know that your life has been impacted by Mary Kay, mm-hmm. But your family, how has your family's life, your parents, your husband, how has their lives been impacted by Mary Kay? Because there's many people that they're on their fence about starting a business opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, for me, and I know also for Sharon, this is a family business. We work this with our families. So tell us a little bit how your family hasn't been impacted by your Mary Kay.
Well, because the Mary Kay community and the Mary Kay culture is so positive and so God-centered, that has greatly impacted my family and my husband and my parents and my brothers, and they see a life of alignment. They are the energy is different because Mary Kay energy is so positive and so uplifting, and so we have different conversations, and it takes a while, but it happens, and we talk about big dreams. Like, we dream big because in Mary Kay we're allowed and we're encouraged to dream big. That used to never happen before, and that has greatly impacted my parents. That has greatly impacted my brothers. I'm the oldest, like I said, so greatly impacted them, and I think also my work ethic. Like, when you lead the way with your work ethic and people see it around you, it elevates them. And so let your work inspire other people. Stop telling people what to do, and let your actions and your example, leading by example, like our founder said, lead by example. And if you want your family to take a risk and to do something and dream big, if you want your husband, your kids, your everybody around you to take risk and dream big and go it for themselves, you have to start somewhere, and it can start with you.
And I know that for some people, when you talk about that and you describe that experience and how you've been able to kind of, also impact or influence your family through what you've learned in Mary Kay, or how you've grown and now they grow because they see you, but sometimes it doesn't start like that. Sometimes when you tell your family member, I'm going to start a Mary Kay business, they're like, are you crazy? Like, what? And I know, because I know you, that, I think we both kind of experienced that when we first started our businesses. So how, what would you say to someone who's like, I want to do it, but I'm a little scared of what everybody's going to say or think?
I know. And they're going to keep saying it for years. I have people that come up to me and ask me, are you still doing that Mary Kay thing? I'm like, yeah, I am. And when are you going to start your master's? I'm like, not going to happen. Keep waiting for that master's. Yeah, so it's fine. I remember when I first started, my parents weren't really that convinced. They wanted me to get a normal job. And but I asked them to respect me and to give me a chance. Give me a chance to prove you wrong. Give me a chance to see where this can take me. And this is something that really makes me happy and that I love, and that enriches my life in so many ways. So that's a conversation that I had to have. And they are the first people like to celebrate me when I earn another car. Like, they're like, oh my goodness, you got a new car, so exciting. Because it's so weird to them. Like, how do you earn a car? Like, how does that happen? So they love it, and my husband, well, he's always been on board with Mary Kay. He's the reason I am in Mary Kay. So that was kind of like a weird thing, because he was my boyfriend and he is Sharon's cousin. So that is how we got together, and that's actually how I was introduced to Mary Kay. So he's always loved Mary Kay, but this thing that he loves, even in the valleys, because it's not like it has been an uphill climb like that. Like, your career is not like this. It's like this. So in all of the valleys, he's the first person to value Mary Kay because of the culture and the community. That's something that we don't really have anywhere else, and that's something that he loves to see, because he knew me before Mary Kay, and he knew that I didn't have friends, and it was really hard. And to see me now with so many friends and being so happy, and I'm a completely extrovert person. Like, I love to meet people. I love to talk to people. Like, people give me energy. If we were doing this right now, like at 9 p.m., I'm not able to sleep afterwards, because I'm like so excited because I just talk to people. So yeah, I think that if you're feeling like that, I understand. I get you. So many of us, I would say like most of us, were feeling like that. Especially if if your family or your environment comes from a traditional working family, not entrepreneurial family, if you come from that, it's completely normal to feel that way because you're breaking a um, a family tradition, right? You're breaking something. You're stepping out of the norm. It's completely normal. It's fine. It's okay. I would say let that be fire to your heart and let it inspire you to prove them wrong and to give you a chance and to lead by example. And maybe the next generation in your family are all going to be entrepreneurs. Who knows? Maybe you're the first one.
I love that. Yes, I love that. And I think that you mentioned something about, like, you ask them, just give me a chance. Let me show you what I can do. Let me show myself what I can do. And I think that that's like the starting point. And the way that you also change people's minds is, like you said, with your actions. It's because you are the first one who respect the opportunity, who respect your new business, who respects, the actions that you need to do to make the business work. And that's what you did, MJ. I saw it. I saw that you were so consistent with your new business as an 18-year-old. She did what she had to do, and people will catch on. And when you were the first one who was to respect yourself, people will respect you too. So that's what you did. Thank you so much. I don't know if Lisa has another question for you.
I do. It's the one question we've asked all our guests on Stories and Inspire. So if you could give advice to Mariajose Torres when she first signed her agreement, for this Mariajose can give that Mariajose advice, what would that one piece of advice be?
Stop comparing yourself. Just stop the comparison game. Yeah, that's what I would say. Like, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't help you. You have your own story to write, and it's going to be a great book. And it's completely unique. So trust the process. Let yourself grow in it, and like, let the fire within you grow and impact other people, because it's unique and it's yours, and it's the only, like, you're the only person who has it. And that's what I would say. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to me right now. Don't compare yourself to anybody here or anybody on Instagram. I'm in the generation of comparison. Like, we really are, because we live on Instagram. And so it's like, it's a generation of comparison. It's so deadly, for dreams. Dreams die in comparison. So be led by your dreams. Be led by your dreams, not pushed by your fears. Be led by your dreams. That's what I would say.
Love it, lots. Love it, lots. Everything you just said. So we want to just thank you so much, Mariajose. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your wise words beyond your years. I feel like sometimes I talk to her and I forget that I'm talking to a 24-year-old because she definitely is blessed and wise beyond your years. Thank you so much for being courageous, for being bold with your passion, with your calling, giving permission for so many women in Puerto Rico and beyond Puerto Rico to step out and also be bold and follow their dreams and not worry about the fear. The fear always exists, but faith is always over fear, right? So feed your fear, and you're an example of everything that you say. You live it out. And I know that you're running to become a leader of leaders in Puerto Rico. You already are, but I know in my hearts of hearts that that's going to spill over the island. That will happen, and it's going to touch lots of places beyond Puerto Rico. So it all starts in that little magical island, and it's going to explode from there. And I'm just so proud to call you mine and Mary Kay. I know I have to share you with lots of people, but you are mine, and I'm excited. And thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you for those words. I love you so much.
I love you too, prima.
So thank you all for joining us. I hope that, you were inspired by Mariajose's story. She is a very powerful, powerful woman, and she still has a huge story to tell. So we are very excited to see you flourish and see you impact not only Puerto Rico, but impact the world.
Amen. Amen. Yes. Thank you.
All right, ladies. Thank you, everyone, for watching Stories That Inspire. Share this with everyone you know.
Bye.
Bye.